Hello. The creator of this project used a program called Blabberize for his final exhibition project. This technology tool is a great way to motivate all students with and without special needs. Blabberize uses the voice provided by the student and places the voice on a picture of choice, which allows for a virtual lesson. This will also allow a student to give a presentation without being in front of the camera, which is a great strategy for special needs students. Now, sit back, relax, and let me take you back to around the 1970s. Hello, my name is Bob, and this is where I lived and learned around the 1970s. I am a student with special needs, and let me tell you, the conditions here were not too good. Around 1970, some laws were finally introduced that would help me get the education that I so deserve. The first law passed was PL 94-142, which allowed for an education for all handicapped children. This law was passed in 1975 and allowed me to go to school. Another law passed later was the Individuals with Disabilities in Education Act, which gave me a free appropriate public education and even gave my family and teachers a voice towards my education. Then I came along. I am inclusion. I allowed for students with disabilities to be placed in a mainstream classroom with all other students. Some factors that make me important are celebrating success and active learning environments. When schools use me, they need to be consistent and flexible. Some variables that also come with me are support, valued, community, differentiation, accommodations, acceptance, diversity, and ability. Now, it is my turn. I am an important concept that all teachers should use. I give students the flexibility to complete assignments the way that they would like. If they don't like to write, poof, they could use a PowerPoint. I go along with a lot of different technology components. For example, Kahoot and digital graphic organizers. I am UDL, or Universal Design for Learning. Now, I am a model used in a classroom that will benefit all students. I am a great model for students with special needs because when used effectively, I provide a hands-on approach to a lesson in a safe, fun, and cooperative environment. The steps in my process include engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. I am the 5E model. An effective model that can be used with me is called co-teaching. Co-teaching is when two teachers team up to teach one lesson. One model of co-teaching is called one lead and one support. One teacher would teach the lesson, while the other teacher would walk around and support students as needed. Another model is called station teaching. This is where teachers are placed into a station and students would transition to all different stations around the room, meeting both teachers during the day. Another model of co-teaching is called parallel teaching. This is where teachers each take a group and teach the same lesson to a different group. Another model of co-teaching is called alternative teaching. This model has one teacher teach a lesson, and another teacher would pull small groups to clarify the lesson or review a lesson from the past. Lastly, team teaching would have teachers work together to teach one lesson in the most effective way possible. Now, let's get serious. Behavior is a factor that could make or break your year with students with special needs. Some strategies for the teachers are getting to know and build trust with your students. Labels should always be ignored. When it comes to behaviors, identify what caused the behavior, what is the behavior, and an appropriate consequence. Teachers need to keep the class motivated and active at all times. Maybe try a brain break. Some ideas for teachers to remember are for three negatives toward a student, you should provide 10 positives. Another rule is the 3-second rule, which states the teacher should only take about 3 seconds to handle an off-task behavior and move on to continue teaching. The broken record strategy says to keep the direction short, to redirect the student, and if the student does not listen, keep repeating until the student does follow directions. It is always a good idea to give students with disabilities and behavior a leadership role in the classroom. Some great strategies to use in the classroom for subjects are predictive literature circles, where each student has a role to contribute and keeps students engaged in their task. Another great strategy is spirit reading. This is a great strategy for students with disabilities because when the student gets stuck on a word, the spirit has left and someone else can pick up. All right, I think that's everything. May the force be with you. Oh wait, wrong movie. Well, you get the idea.